On December 7th, 1941, an American Navy barge carrying 100,000 gallons of aviation fuel was floating in Hawaii's Pearl Harbor when the Japanese military attacked. As the YO-44 moved around the harbor to avoid a massive explosion from the bombs and torpedoes, it miraculously escaped damage that day. Believe it or not, that ship is still serving in the water, or beneath the water to be precise. NBC's Kerry Sanders is back now with our Sunday closer.
The British Virgin Islands, a jewel of tranquility. Our destination near Prickly Pear Island.
But the story here really begins 6,000 miles away, 77 years ago.
The Japanese have attacked the Pearl Harbor.
The surprise Japanese attack in Pearl Harbor. 7 U.S. naval ships were sunk, including the USS Arizona. 2,403 Americans lost their lives that day. The YO-44, a diesel and avgas tanker, was one of only 5 U.S. naval ships to dodge Japanese torpedoes. The YO-44 survived, but eventually outlasted military usefulness. Decommissioned, she became a fishing trawler, working the waters in Alaska with a new name, the Kodiak Queen. But the ship, with such a proud past, wound up lost to history, eventually making her way to the British Virgin Islands and left to rust.
It grabbed my attention.
Chris JUREDIN, a commercial salvager, with the help of island neighbor British billionaire Richard Branson, the Unite BVI Foundation, and the Maverick Group, decided after surviving that day of infamy, the YO-44 had more to give.
And you thought to yourself, wow, that rusty bucket's sitting right here?
That's it. And at that point, it became obvious that we could do something with it, and it would be something bigger than normal. It would be something that would change things.
And change things they did. Rob Sorrenti filmed as salvage teams and artists collaborated. A giant octopus, a kraken, wrapped around the ship, and then together towed and slowly buried beneath the waters. A dive site. From the violence of Pearl Harbor to a final peaceful grave 65 feet down.
It's not just a dive site, it is so much more than that.
On the seabed, the YO-44 still serves as a reminder of attacks on our nation, both decades ago and more recently.
It was pretty amazing.
Walter Masterson here for the first time.
I actually was in the World Trade Center on September 11th, so Pearl Harbor was a surprise attack. Like what happened at the Trade Center, same thing.
It's stunning, but also reverent. Makes me think of my dad, who was a pilot in World War II. One of the nation's most violent events, now entombed in peace. The mighty YO-44, finally taken down to the seabed on her own terms. For Sunday Today, Kerry Sanders, the British Virgin Islands.